It's here, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and I promise you, it's gonna transform how you think about making content. If you don't believe me right now, allow me to introduce you to the single most powerful all-in-one content creation device that I have ever used. By now, you've probably seen every review of the device holistically, so I'm not gonna get into any of that stuff, but instead, I'm going to be focusing this video on how the camera system works, how the new Exynos processor helps the new camera system achieve these new abilities, and the fact that editing video and images is better than it's ever been before because of the extra performance. I will be recording another video about the Exynos 2100, so make sure that you subscribe for more on that. I think it's a very important part of the device. Before we start, I've been doing a lot of work with Samsung over the years, and I do endorse their products for them. I've helped launch the S21 in South Africa, but that said, I can't stress enough that these are my thoughts and my opinions, to the point where I even got to choose the subject matter of these videos. If you're looking to get your own Samsung S21, check out the full range with the link that's in the description underneath this video. The camera is arguably the biggest upgrade visually on the device. There are 5 cameras on the Ultra, 1 on the front and 4 on the back. And as far as I know, that's the most cameras on a phone to date, or at least a phone that anybody's going to be taking seriously. The quad camera array on the back has a 108 megapixel camera that's got an f-stop of 1.8. It's a 24mm wide lens. There's also a 10 megapixel, 240mm periscope telephoto with a 10 times optical zoom. It also goes up to 100 times, which is nice to have. And it's got a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens with an f-stop of 2.2, and that's a 13mm lens. It supports up to 4K at 24 frames a second, 4K at 60 FPS, 1080p at 240 FPS, and a super slow-mo at up to 960 FPS. That's right. That's very slow. That's a lot of frames. The front-facing selfie camera, however, is probably a big showcase for me. It's a whopping 40 megapixels with an f-stop of 2.2, and it's a 26mm lens. All of this, coupled with Samsung's brand new Exynos 2100 chipset, allows the camera system to do things that previous devices just simply couldn't do. One of those features is called Director's View, a mode that allows you to use 4 of the cameras simultaneously so that you can essentially vision mix the cameras live. Just simply, while you're recording, you can hot swap between each of the cameras in order to get that perfect shot. We do this all the time in the TV industry. For those of you who don't know, I host some TV shows where a vision mixer will take camera cut directions from the director, which is usually sitting next to them. But now you have that director's view where you can preview 4 of the lenses that you can swap through just by simply tapping on them. But that's just the single view. You also get a split screen recording, which divides the screen in 2, so you can film the front and rear camera of your device at the same time. This is potentially great for unboxing videos or reaction videos, and I'm really excited to see what content creators actually use it for. I've been doing some unboxings on my Instagram stories like that because you can see my reaction and you can see the product at the same time. Lastly, in Director's View, there's a mode called Picture-in-Picture, which, if you're familiar with gaming content, you're going to understand what this is all about. It has a small window of your face in the shot that you can move around with a bigger main shot. Here you can give viewers a preview of your reaction while you're filming the main subject matter. Creatively, you're only limited by your imagination here. You can film unboxing videos with your reactions, you can prank your friends, you can live stream your screen with Streamlabs on your phone and have your face in the bottom while you're roaming around your city or whatever IRL. It's called IRL live streaming when you stream in real life, whatever IRL streaming you're doing. And you can mirror your screen for presentations. Again, creatively, the door is open to achieve anything with Director's Mode. Director's Mode isn't the only mode that's gonna blow you away. Single Take has gotten better because of the new improved AI. For those of you who are new to Samsung and don't know what Single Take is, it's a mode that snaps a short video of up to 15 seconds and will use the AI to generate a series of what I call social media selects. That's just the name that I've given it. You can filter what type of shots you want that the AI to actually filter for you. If you want to see videos, you can see photos with filters on them, speed clip effects, portraits, wide and crop shots, and you can also highlight videos. The idea is that you never have to choose from video or photos again. And here the AI chooses what it feels are the best shots. It's great when you're at an event and you quickly need a series of shots for Instagram stories, or if you're struggling to get like the perfect shot on something, just make sure single take is on and you've got like 15 seconds to snap that. The future of this, coupled with what Samsung is doing with the Exynos processors, is that there may be a future where you legitimately won't have to choose between video or photo features before you start taking photos or videos. Portrait mode has thrown in a bunch of exciting new backgrounds for creative visual treatments, or if you've coupled them with the right filters, you can quite accurately emulate more expensive lenses. I'm quite keen on doing a video on this at some stage because I've done it. So if you are interested in watching it, let me know in the comments. I want to get some of your feedback on this. You can change the blur of the background and change the focal point after the photos have been taken. There's low key and high key mono filters depending on the skin tone and the lighting in the shot. But one of my favorite new inclusions is Studio Highlight, which allows you to use the AI to dim the background and highlight the subject's face, which is great for portraiture. Color Point, another feature, identifies what the subject is and then applies monochrome filters to everything else in the image to make the subject just pop out, stand out a little bit more. For photos with more depth in them, the big circle background application can create an interesting creative look. Backdrop is another one of these that chooses a spot color from the foreground and fills the background with that color. So you can have, you know, your own unique Instagram story with that effect. And lastly, the spin and zoom filters are back. And with that new CPU, they're looking better than they ever have. Plus, all of these are available in a setting called Pro Video Mode, which is absolutely bananas. This means you can film with a DSLR-like treatment and in post change the bokeh or the visual style of the image. You can literally achieve visual treatments that no other device can do. Returning from the S20 series is the Pro Video and Photo modes, which hand the controls over to you to get granular with your camera settings, just like you would with a dedicated DSLR camera. You can change the ISO, you can change the f-stop, you can change the shutter speed, but my most used feature is manual focus. The focus range of the S21 Ultra is incredible. So having the ability to manually pull focus to the macro ability for insects or flowers, for instance, makes taking videos and photographs an absolute pleasure. This really comes in handy if the subject matter is small and moving around and you just want to pull the focus all the way back and you're trying to track that focus manually because they're very close to the camera. It's just, I've taken quite a few photos with it and relied on the Pro Photo mode, so I'm glad that it's there. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra also supports the RAW format in Pro mode, which is the standard highest quality image that you can get. These images retain the most information, so you'll be able to edit these in high-end photo processing software, just if you want the best look. When I said that the Samsung Galaxy S21 is the most complete content creation device ever made, it just wouldn't be the case without editing capabilities. It's got a powerful built-in video editor that allows you to cut movies together by adding clips and shuffling them around on a linear timeline. It supports the ability to add transitions, basic titles, rack the speed of certain clips, and even the ability to add music from a rather extensive library of music that they already have, or you can add your own if you've got access to your own music library, for instance. For photography, you have an incredible amount of options at your disposal, even before you choose your preferred photo editing app. For instance, in portrait mode, you can change the subject focus, you can do a face edit to manually edit out blemishes, you can tweak the jawline and change the size of your eyes. You can even highlight a face now and do basic editing like shadows and highlights with exposure. And if you're shooting in RAW like the camera supports, you'll have a ton of information in the highlights and shadows of an image, so that with a little bit of tweaking, you'll be able to get the most professional product out of the images. I hope I got you. This is the singular, most advanced piece of technology for any content creator. I'm a little blown away with the range of creative tools that the S21 Ultra has, and most importantly for me, the ability to execute and finish a client's project all on this rectangular piece of metal that fits in your pocket. I'm so happy that Samsung are thinking about us content creators and sharpening their tools to improve our creative processes. What are your thoughts of the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra? Have you picked up one for yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more content on how to get the most out of this camera system on your Samsung S21, let me know in the comments below as well. Every day I'm discovering new features and it's got so much to offer that I often just share them on Instagram when I find them. I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers. They're looking better than they ever have had before. Ever had? Ever?